You have been looking for facts. Look at facts. To prove Nigerian government are biggest liar. If they talk, then they will say Muslims are also killed. By who? By Muslim terrorists. After they have eliminated Christian from Katsina, from Zamfara, from Borno, what next?
US President Donald Trump has threatened to take military action against Nigeria if the government fails to stop the ongoing killings of Christians in the country. This is coming less than 12 hours after Nigerian President Bola Tinubu replied to his initial post, where he declared Nigeria a country of particular concern under the International Religious Freedom Act, citing what he described as severe violations of religious freedom. In a fiery reply, Trump warned that the United States would cancel all aid and financial assistance to Nigeria and move to launch direct intervention if attacks on Christians continue after November the 1st. In Trump's own words, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. Trump added, "I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians." He added in capital letters, warning, the Nigerian government better move fast. Nigeria has been experiencing a disturbing surge of violence and insecurity in recent years. The relentless attacks by Boko Haram and other Islamist militant groups in the northeast have instilled fear in countless communities. Pastors are producing some shocking evidence, such as burnt churches and mass burials, as they cry out for help.
So I am Reverend Yakubu Muton. I am a pastor with the Church of Christ in Nations. But this is my village. This is Mayanga. Mayanga is in Bokos local government, Plateau State of Nigeria. What really happened here is not only in this village that we're affected by this crisis. We're affected by more than 11 villages, which Mayanga happens to be one. And in these villages, it is the same method of attack that was conducted. It's the killing, the maiming of people, slaughtering them, and burning of their houses and their foodstuffs and properties. So by now, by the record we have already collected, we have over 150 people that are killed in one day. That is on the 24th of December. That is, the Christmas was just not a Christmas to us, like to celebrate. It was a mourning Christmas because of what happened to us. As you could see, I'm standing here. This is my house in my village, and I lost everything that was in the house, both foodstuff, clothing, and whatever. It was a furnished house, but it is burnt. And even the church that is by my side was burnt, and the pastorium is burnt. Everything about us here in this village is confused. As you could see, that everything is destroyed. But we thank God that some of us are alive. And at the cost of this, like me now, I lost 7 of my brothers at the cost of this crisis that happened.
Earlier, already they have declared war on Plateau. As I'm talking to you, yesterday we buried in the night 1 corpse, and they killed 2 people again. This morning that I'm telling you, come and see Fulani terrorists were invited from Bauchi, other places. I was able to have a report from the insider, and the man spoke, and it comes to true. This morning, as I'm talking to you, they are trooping into Doroa. They're outside behind Doroa. into Nyarwe village of Fan. Now what do you want us to do? We are going to defend ourselves today. I was just coming from sector. I rushed to sector, but I didn't see the commander. At the same time, the Twice said the unit of Dorona side didn't give them report. My pastor in the village of Nyarwe, he has called me right now that the armies have withdrawn, which means something is wrong somewhere. All the youths in Nigeria, in Plateau State, Christian, if you are really a Christian, be on your knees, pray for us. We are going to defend ourselves to death. Imagine us visiting Ruga. We don't have that spirit. We don't have that mind. We are not wicked. We are not terrorists, and we will never be. But look at them, they are trying to enter our village now.
2 again were killed in Van that are about to be buried. Now 11 are here. Children, 5 children among 11 people killed. And then somebody is misleading the world that it's the headers Hamas clash. May the fire of God consume people with such philosophies. This is act of terrorism and genocide in this part of the world. Answer. We want the world to know that as far as we are concerned, we will not compromise, we will not give our land, and we will stand to defend our land to any length.
Sadly, the Nigerian government has yet to take the matter seriously and often addresses it as head of farmers clash. The reports of Christians being targeted have been gaining heavy momentum over the past few months, and the cry of religious leaders finally caught the attention of US Senator Ted Cruz, who began talking about how Christians are being targeted and executed for their faith by Islamist terrorist groups.
We praise your name, Jesus, to protect us, to guide us, Lord, to see us through.
The federal government and some religious leaders refuted his claims. Before his involvement, however, the US Department of State designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern for the first time in December 2020. This was due to the systemic, ongoing violation of religious freedom. Sadly, since then, violent attacks by Boko Haram and ethno-religious conflict have become even more frequent, with pastors and religious leaders running to social media to ask for help.
We are tired to be outside performing burial every day, and they expect us to silence. Now is an order. Nigerian government came out openly and denied there is no massacre, there is no genocide of Christians in Nigeria, and look at it today. Is there any Muslim here? United Nations, I know you're watching it. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here. Special advisor to Trump, now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians. If they say they kill Muslims, Muslims are being killed. By who? By Muslims.
On Friday, October the 31st, Trump took a similar step and published a statement that went viral on social media. This time, he said Christianity was facing an existential threat in Nigeria. In his own words, thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. But that is the least of it. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered like what is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide, Something must be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing and able to save our great Christian population around the world. Less than 24 hours after President Trump's post went viral and sparked mixed reactions all over social media, the federal government of Nigeria swiftly responded to the redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. In a statement released on November 1st, 2025, they stated that the claims do not accurately reflect the situation on the ground. The statement, issued by a spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja, and reflecting the federal government's position, insisted that contrary to some opinions, there is religious harmony in the country. The United States of America has made its statement on religious freedom, Nigeria has noted. We remain committed to our role to tackle the violent extremism that is fueled by special interests who have helped drive such decay and division in countries across the West African and Sahel regions. We mourn all the victims of violent extremism and salute our armed forces as they continue to fight against vicious but cowardly foes. The federal government of Nigeria will continue to defend all citizens irrespective of race, creed or religion. Like America, Nigeria has no option but to celebrate the diversity that is our greatest strength. Nigeria is a God-fearing country where we respect faith, tolerance, diversity and inclusion in accordance with the rules-based international order. President Bola Ahmed also responded, stressing that religious freedom and tolerance are core tenets of Nigeria's identity. In his words, Nigeria stands firmly as a democracy governed by constitutional guarantees of religious liberty. Since 2023, our administration has maintained an open and active engagement with Christian and Muslim leaders alike, and continues to address security challenges which affect citizens across faiths and religions. The characterisation of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. Religious freedom and tolerance have been a core tenet of our collective identity and shall always remain so. Nigeria opposes religious persecution and does not encourage it. Nigeria is a country with constitutional guarantees to protect citizens of all faiths. Our administration is committed to working with the United States government and the international community to deepen understanding and cooperation on the protection of communities of all faiths. In response, however, Nigerians flooded his comment section on X with the brutal reality and evidence of genocide and mass burial. They say the internet never forgets. Some Nigerians quickly dug out Tinubu's 2014 tweet where he called out the former president for not doing anything about the same Christian killings. The slaughtering of Christian worshippers is strongly condemnable. It calls into question the competence of Jonathan to protect Nigerians, he wrote.
If my government is denying genocide, what will they say about this? United Nations, European Union, take note, this is the genocide of people that were killed on the fateful day of 7 March 2010, massacre at Dogona Hawa Plateau State. Names of big victims that were killed. Machineries were brought from Niger Republic. They were brought from Chad. They were brought from Burkina Faso, Senegal. They were hired into the nation. They mix up with those from Maiduguri. There's a Muslim state. Also from Gombe, Muslim state. In fact, the troop into this place, Bauchi, this is the route that they took. By about midnight, they invaded this village. We are living peacefully in this Dogona Hawa. These are the victims of massacre.
In reaction, one Nigerian said, "I am deeply, deeply concerned about the fact that it took only one statement from the USA to get our government to address something of this much importance. So if the USA did not make this statement, we wouldn't have shown ourselves to be doing something significant about the plight of the Nigerian people. This is deeply concerning. We do not have to keep playing second fiddle to the global community. We can lead our way into our own future. I acknowledge the efforts. I am just concerned about what it took to get a statement. The cries of the Nigerian people weren't important enough to evoke any meaningful response until the USA spoke. Who is the government answerable to? Is it the Nigerian people or the USA? It is just really concerning." The Trump administration's stance marks a sharp escalation in rhetoric towards one of Africa's most populous nations and a key US ally in counter-terrorism efforts. Another added, "In 2014 you used the word slaughtering and not even killings. What changed? Christians' lives matter and should be protected. Enough is enough." Disagreeing with President Trump's move, one said, "Your Excellency, you should not worry about enemies of peace worldwide. The USA has been known for creating wars, even in peaceful countries. We have examples of countries where they have pushed them into conflict, such as Libya, Sierra Leone, Yemen, Afghanistan, and many others. They have tried to instigate war in Nigeria, but they will end up shamefully. CAN, the Christian Association of Nigeria, has debunked the story, but they still go ahead to declare Nigeria as anti-Christianity. If the USA likes, let them ban us from breathing oxygen." Another set of observers also warned that Trump's comments could escalate diplomatic tensions between America and Nigeria, as both nations grapple with issues of religious freedom, security, and human rights.
I don't know whether I will be the next, but for me, I've already told my family, my members, if they kidnap me, nobody should contribute one kobo. My grace will speak that will lead to Christian liberation. That day is coming. I'm just waiting for them. Even I will tell them, please kick me quickly, because nobody will be coming. And if they call home, they will tell them our daddy covenant last will that we should never pay a kobo. Please kill him, because my blood will be useful while I'm in the grave. He will fight to finish him. And I know Jesus has approved that for me.
Would you say President Trump addressing these issues publicly forced the Nigerian government to react? Do you see President Trump's last warning to the Nigerian government forcing them to take action over the issue? Or do you see them challenging the US President? Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section down below.